What's up YouTube, Aaron here. No, it's actually Hipper here. And today we are doing another Minotaur video. But this time it's a bit of an Island Boy video here. So let me first just show you which commander I'm using for this battle here. And then we'll go through, oh, that's the wrong one. That's not the one I'm using. Sorry about that. Now I'll show you the one I'm really using, which is Brady McMurdo here, which is actually Tenant with Baltimore and Soundwave. And all the usual stuff here, including fully packed. So I like this Mordov guy here because he makes your tracers green, and since I don't run smoke on my Minotaur, it doesn't really matter that you can, tell where I'm shooting from. If you run smoke, I would suggest you don't run these guys here because it just makes it so much easier to whack you in the smoke, especially if you are up against someone who like Peak or someone who has a bit of experience doing that kind of thing. But with a radar build, you might as well run the tracers. It's not really gonna hurt at all. So we're taking up a very nice position here. There's a picnic blanket on the beach and a little sign that says Aaron's spot. So I don't know really what that means, but I suppose someone called Aaron spends a lot of time in this spot right here. Okay, enough trolling the poor Aaron here. So I'm in actually a pretty good position here, I cannot lie. Because right here in a Minotaur, you can radar destroyers on this side of the island there. And of course, that's really useful, as this Kabarovsk here is finding out. It's something you have to keep in mind. If a Minotaur is in this position here, then if you're close to that island over there, he can radar you. Some of the other radar cruisers with only 9-kilometer range, you can just sneak through the area up there. But obviously not if a Minotaur is sitting in this spot, and also not if a Russian cruiser like Stalingrad or like I believe Riga as well is sitting in this spot here, because then they can and they probably will radar you. And of course, doing that puts you at a massive disadvantage out there in a destroyer. Of course, if the blue team, in this case here, decides to shoot at those destroyers that are spotted, which is, of course, is not always the case. So let's just talk about these tracers here for a while, because you're going to see a lot of them in this battle here. And I think that salvo that is flew over was meant for the battleship behind me. At least that's my guess. So back to the tracers. I mean, I think they look good. It's nice to have another color, because I think the other two tracers were less conspicuous than this green one here. I think it's by far the most visible one, and it's a bit of a shame that it's available for the British again, because I mean they already have one. Why not for the French or someone else? But I guess it is St. Patrick's Day, so I guess it has to be for the British. But anyway, why not give the earlier guises to other nations than if you already planned this one here to be released this month? But anyway, not a big deal, but still puzzling. So you see, I don't have a damage build on the ship here. I have an Agile build. And like I always say, even though you have an Agile build on your ship, it doesn't mean you have to go Agile. I mean, it's nice to be able to do it when you need it, and it's nice to actually have the ability to be extremely agile, more agile than most destroyers actually. But of course, if you can shoot from cover, then you should do that, because it takes all the risk out of the game here, and it may be boring, but it is efficient. And I may make fun of island boys like this, but I mean it is the way to win battles, that's for sure. It's just terribly boring if you ask me. I mean, I don't even think I've been spotted yet, and I'm just sitting here holding the right trigger pretty much and shooting at the enemies who can't even see me. And I mean, yeah, that's what this game is about. Like, the destroyers spot and they sit in their smoke and they take turns spotting, and it actually works really, really well. And this Montana here takes I think it was a shot at me. I don't know if it's me or the battleship again. But in any case, he's broadside on, and it's just a matter of time before he's removed. So here we are, not even 5 minutes into the game at nearly 170,000 damage and the high caliber already. Sure, it's an efficient way to play, obviously, and I do it myself. I just thought this video was very extreme. That's why I thought I'll make a thing out of it. And also, in case you should wonder, it's a running joke between myself and Aaron that he's an island boy and I'm an agile boy, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So we give each other shit with that, and that's it. There is no ulterior motives here or anything like that. And I'm sure when Aaron sees this video here, look at all his footprints in there on the beach. He's been here a lot. Wow. No, I'm sure when Aaron sees this video here, he'll do something back. So check his channel out and see if there's a response to this video here, because I kind of expect there will be. So everyone on this side here seems to be heading for the base, and I have to turn around and all sorts of stuff before I can actually follow them. So I was initially thinking, oh, I'll just go with them, but then I thought, nah, it looks like there's a destroyer over here on the other side of the map, and there's a battleship that's under torpedo attack, so it's probably better to go this way here. And the battleship moving in here on my flank, he has 2 destroyers supporting him. That should be fine. So instead, I'm going to go this way here. It also opens up the possibility for me to head up the middle should I need to. For example, if we suddenly get rushed by all the Reds here on the left flank, then I do have an emergency exit, which you should always have in any ship you play, but especially in Minotaur. And I freely admit I don't always have an emergency exit. Sometimes I just play aggressively, and I mean, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, well, then you get blown out of the water very early on. And that's just the way it is. But the times when it works, then it's very satisfying. But of course, yeah, if you play very carefully, then always make sure that you have a way out of any situation you get yourself into. So this Eugen here is caught in quite a nasty situation because he cannot show broadside to me. I will eat through him in a matter of salvos. And of course he cannot show broadside to the battleship, the Yamato, in front of him either. So he just has to choose, and it looks like he's choosing not to show broadside to the Yamato, which makes perfect sense. I would probably pick the same. But it also means that it's a certain death. He had simply too much momentum, so he couldn't stop behind the island and keep his broadside safe, which is just, yeah, unfortunate, but it happens, and it happens to me as well. That's just the way it is. So the Eki pops up all the way out there, and I have no hope of hitting him, but I have to keep an eye on that Brandenburg there coming around the corner here. So we'll see if we can't get some torps on him, and obviously he's just gonna rush in because he's built for, you know, close combat, and that's not really something I like without any cover. As you can see, I'm completely exposed here, and there was the Confederate. I'm completely exposed here in the middle of the cap, and he is gonna get off a few salvos at me before I can take him out, or the Yamato will be able to finish him off. So I just have to use my Agile build here to see if I can mitigate the damage I will take, because I cannot just angle like this here. I will sustain some damage, so it's better to avoid as many salvos, well, as many shells as you can, and then the ones you take, they will probably citadel you, and that's just the way it is. But at least with an Agile build, you have the option to avoid probably about half the shells, and not just put all your faith in your armor, which is usually a bad idea in Minotaur. So he's getting ready for his second salvo here, and probably his last, and we just zoom in to see where the shells are going, and then we can avoid virtually all of them there at a distance of less than 7 kilometers. So this is a very good example of an Agile build that in the beginning of the game you don't really play it as an Agile cruiser, but then when the situation calls for it, you you play your Agile card, and it works extremely well. So here I'm at 223, and I was thinking, oh, that Yami there, I can farm that, perhaps even hit 250, but Alas, someone picks him off before me. But still a very good battle, this one here. I think I got robbed a few kills, but whatever, who's counting? So I'm going to head to the left again to see if I can't just finish off this little pesky destroyer here. And I'm kind of hoping that he's heading in, trying to take the base, because it's really the only thing he can do, other than, you know, sailing to the corner and just giving up. But I mean, why wouldn't you give up with at least a little bit of a fight? I mean, even if he kills me, yeah, he's still gonna lose because the others have the enemy case almost kept. But if it was me in the Akisugi, I would go out guns blazing. But of course, that's me, and sometimes it makes sense to do that. I don't think it makes sense to do it in this battle here, but whatever. Anyway, that is pretty much the end of the battle here. But as you can see, an Agile Minotaur with radar, and we play a little bit of the Island Boy game in the beginning, and then when the situation calls for Agile shenanigans, to use the McMurdough-ish word here, then we pull out the Agile card, and it works very well. So that's the battle here, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll stop by the Island Boys channel to see if he responds. Alright, see you out there.